Hi there, this is the Victats podcast. This is a podcast about tatting, not the skin and ink kind of tatting, but the needle, shuttle, and thread kind of tatting. It is June 26, 2024, and I'm podcasting to you from my home in Smiths Falls. It's been a little while since my last podcast, so I thought I'd just update that first and tell you that about some of the stuff I've done. I don't know. And then I'll tell you about, because we're getting close to the Canada Day weekend, the 4th of July weekend, so I thought I'd tell you a bit about what my plans are for that. Oh, this is not the one I wanted. Where's the other one? Oh, right here. Okay, perfect. All right, so on the May 2-4 weekend, I actually finished off my, the one round of my 2017 Renelec doily. It actually, sorry, it was so funny because I was really happy to get it done. And, you know, funny, this wasn't a complicated pattern or like round, but it felt like it took a long time. But, so that's what it looks like in there. This is the round. So it's funny because I thought I would get the next round started like that day or on that Monday, and now it's a month later. I still haven't started it. It's kind of funny, I guess. I don't know. It's a more complicated round with longer repeats, so I guess I've just kind of been putting that off. But I'm going to do it in Sorry, I've got a mess going on. I was going to tell you a lot more, a longer story, but I've kind of just decided I'm going to just try to keep things as simple as possible. I've had it ready for the last little while, but the color I'm going to do it the last couple rounds in is something called Arctic Sky by Carrie Solomon. And it's one that I had 2 skeins from before, and I picked up an extra skein, 2 skeins when I was down this spring at the Lodi. So I don't know if that's gonna, but that's kind of what the colors are gonna be like. And it's really strange because, like I said, I thought I would get that done, but it just didn't seem to happen. And then the other thing, oh, I should put this away. Sorry, hold on. Equally, I thought on my Renelec 2024, I thought I would get this one round done really quick, and because the other round, which was much more complicated, felt like it went faster. But this round actually, now we've got, sorry, this round here felt like, and the next round's a little more complicated, but this round felt like it was taking forever too. But I really like the way the colors are turning out. And I'm kind of, I don't know, I haven't decided. I don't know if I'm gonna do, I really like how this color here works, and I think I have enough to do a couple more rounds. So I think that I'm going to do the next round for sure in that color. And then I'm gonna bring in, I see how this is like Elizabeth gray right here. I'm gonna bring in a couple other grays. I think that's what I'm gonna pick up as my solid, is different grays, I think. Anyway, so that was my tatting. And what I wanted to tell you in the tatting is that every year I do a Canada Day Tat-a-long and a 4th of July Tat-a-long, and it's the days leading up to Canada Day and the days leading up to the 4th of July. And it's something that's relatively short and easy to do, because usually on the weekends, the long weekends like this, you have other things to do, but it's done up in little short sections, so it's kind of a short kind of pattern. I'm really excited about the, it's so funny because last weekend, that's what I did mostly, was tat on the 4th of July one, because I actually ended up changing things a little bit than what I had originally planned. And so, yep. So tomorrow afternoon and on Friday, I'm planning on writing out the patterns. I had kind of started, but I didn't get as far as I thought I did, apparently. Yeah, and taking pictures. So that's kind of the plan going forward. Sorry, my hair's a little messed up here. Anyways, I'm trying to think of, is there anything else on that? Anyway, so that'll be on my blog, victats.blogspot.com. And normally I tell people ahead of time, but I just haven't, it's been weird. I finally got Wi-Fi to my house, and so hopefully that will help me get a little bit better at some of these things. I have done no knitting, so the knitting's been no progress on that, and no crocheting, no crocheting. So, oh well, no, that's not true. Sorry, that is not true. This last week, my niece graduated from grade 8 on Monday, and so last week, because my sister found a pickle thing, to a little graduation pickle, because she's wanted a crochet pickle, who knows why, but found one online and asked me to make one like it. And so that's what I did last week. Is I actually, sorry, hold on, I don't have it, but I wanted to show you the, hold on, let me show you the yarn. Oops, sorry, hold on. This is actually the yarn I used. And it came out, so one, I should know better. I've done amigurumi in the past. The pattern itself called for a 3.5 crochet hook. And I know it should be 2.5 because a lot of them are in 2.5. Usually that's what gets that gauge a little bit tighter. And I kind of know for myself, I need to have that smaller one. So it turned out good, but you know, it's not as tight as it should be. But this was really good to stitch with. It looks really nice. So if you're looking for cotton to use for amigurumi, and I often, when I do amigurumi, I actually just use acrylic normally. I throw Patons Canadiana at everything. But this Sirdar Happy cotton is really good. I was really happy with it, and it's like $2.50, like it's $2.50 a ball or something like that. Like it's super cheap, or $2. It was something like that. It was enough that I bought 2 balls to make sure I had enough, and I did not use a full ball for my pickle. Mind you, the pickle is pretty simple. It was really fun. It's actually really fun. Okay, so that was the crocheting. I was gonna lie to you and say that was doing. I hadn't done any, but that would have been a lie. Okay, so the other thing. Oh, where did I put the? Oh, I put it away. Okay, it doesn't matter. The other thing that happened is I have, for the last little while, I have been absolutely, I did put it away, absolutely and totally obsessed with cross stitching on larger fabric. Because I've seen people were talking about doing certain cross stitch patterns so then they'd be big. And I had some size, I think this is size 11 Ada. And so this is a Brenda Gervais pattern. This is from her book, Brenda, what's it called? Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. And this is I took the strawberry from another pattern, which I'll show you in a second, but from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. But the cat is from one of the patterns in Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. And I just did the one cat. I wish that I'd done his eyes a little bit differently because they look like they're part of the whiskers. I maybe had them up higher. I don't know. And what I did was I finished it as a strawberry. Isn't that cute? It's meant to look kind of like a strawberry. And with velvet on the back from the Tattered Flag, which I went and visited, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It's so pretty. I think, I want to say 2 weeks ago. Anyways, because I had to wait for my internet to come in because the Kojiko guy was coming. So I couldn't go to my cottage. I didn't want to go to my cottage and then drive back the next day. Because I've done that a couple of times in the last couple of weeks and it kind of sucks. But when I got the rusted safety pin from the old Tattered Flag. So what I did was on the Saturday after work, I went down to the old Tattered Flag and checked it out. I don't know, it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably 3. No, it was 3 weeks ago because I was at the cottage last weekend. Okay. It's really confusing because one weekend the road was closed. Anyways, I've been not successful in getting there a couple weekends in a row on the Saturday. So anyways, okay. So, and then this is hand-dyed velvet from the old Tattered Flag because I really wanted to use that. And I was making these, I was doing the finishing for this when I was waiting while the Kojiko guy was working, because I couldn't go anywhere. There's nothing else for me to do. And then, this is so funny. So I did this as a stand-up. Okay, and I follow Vonna Pfeiffer when I did it. This one I kind of just fudged based on what I wanted it to look like. But this one is from, sorry, it's Funfur. So the instructions are for Vonna Pfeiffer, and what I did is I hand sewed it because I was worried about this Funfur going through my sewing machine, because it's not a very good sewing machine. It's an old sewing machine. It was probably good at the time, but it's an old one. And but what I used was Funfur on the back, and I had picked up this Funfur. I had seen it at the Dollar Tree, like they have little pieces, and I picked it up because another cross stitch designer whose name is the Rebel Stitcher had done this really cute kind of cat pattern last year that she was, I didn't buy they don't sell that pattern at my cross stitch shop, but and had done this kind of trim around the outside of it that was Funfurry, but I thought, oh, this would be really pretty. And it is actually super cute. It just makes me laugh. I think it's super funny. It actually was not bad to use. It actually was probably one of my easiest, not easy, well, it wasn't too bad for a finish. It actually was pretty straightforward, and I followed Vonna Pfeiffer's directions for stand-up. It's so funny because I thought I was doing such a racking job with the stitching, and no, when you look back at it, you're like, oh my God. Anyways, but that's why there's that trim here. But I really, really, really think it's super cute. And and with the 11 sized cross stitch fabric, I'm using Pro Cotton. And because I have a shit ton of it, because my sister had found it for me. And I'm actually really loving using it. So there's another, it's upstairs. I didn't bother to go get it, but I'm working on another pattern from the Brenda Gervais Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee on some fabric that I got secondhand, I think at the Busy Bee Baptist Church. It's a yard sale, and I'm sure that's how I picked it up. And or it was in my care package from the Finger Lakes after my house burnt down. But it, so if it was, that's awesome because I used it. And I know it's older because it's in the Charles Craft now. You get wrapped in a tube, but this came folded. And what I did was I just took tea and water and let it soak in there overnight. I didn't even heat it up, and it worked just as well as doing a hot set or whatever like that. And then I let it dry. And I'm doing the Ghost and Goblins pattern from the Brenda Gervais pattern. Only I'm not using her called for color. And I did intend to make some, I kind of screwed up when I was stitching the other day. And I had meant to put Ghost a different color than Goblins, but I was stitching down in the pattern. So I just started it the same color, so it's all in purple. I'll show it to you the next time, but it's just kind of funny. It makes me laugh that I kind of screwed that up, but I've been totally obsessed with it. The other finish I did, okay, so I did do a whole bunch of finishing. Unfortunately, I had a pillow that I did that said autumn. I'll show it to you later, but unfortunately, I believe I put that into a safe place, which means I put it away. But I done some other finishing that day. So this is a little square I'd done with the lettering is from a Free Lizzie Kate, only instead of doing it because she had done it on 2 different lines, I did it on the same line. The strawberry is from Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting from off of one of her free patterns. She does a lot of free cross stitch. She does a lot of free quilting patterns too. And then these little flowers are just kind of like what I've done in other patterns. And what I did is I got this material from Walmart, and I actually really love the way it looks because it reminds me of the material that like when I used to work in the nursing home. It reminds me of like what it feels very uniformy, like the uniforms we used to wear. Because I used to work in dietary in a nursing home when I was going through high school. And then this time, when I did it, I just did it kind of as one big length and then folded it over, so it was like a tube. And then I just filled the end and did a blanket stitch on the edge. And I really just I like the edge looking flat. I can't explain that to you, I just do. And I did something very similar with the other one. And I have a little strawberry charm or something that I think I'll sew on here or something. Actually, I felt like this needed to have a little kind of pocket looking thing, but I couldn't make it functional and still sew, and I'm a horrible seamstress, so that wasn't gonna happen. The other thing that I did was, and I think I talked about this, but just in case I hadn't, is I did an exchange through I want to say Stacy Stitches, but I feel like that's not quite right. But she does exchanges every couple months, and I follow her YouTube. And I ended up, so before, I wanted to make sure I could get the pattern done. So I had to pick the pattern out before I told her I was going to do it. So I sent this down, and it actually went to Jenna Lee of the Bougie Sisters and Bougie Stitchers, and she was really happy. So because she talked about it on her vlog, so it was good. It was very successful. This is the one I made for myself, very similar to what she got. Only I didn't finish the back. I was kind of done with it for a bit, and at the end here, because I was kind of just done doing this pattern, because I just made one for her. I made an identical one for myself. When this guy started to get a little lopsided, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna fudge it. Sorry, excuse my language, but just, I'm gonna fudge it. And, but now I'm thinking, thank God I didn't do the back, because I might just go back and undo that, because it's kind of like obviously wonky. Anyways, really had a good time making this. Was totally into Lugana for a little while. Lugana, whatever you want to call it. And then I was like, I'm done. Anyways, so that's the other thing. And I sent her some other stuff too. Of course I did. It's always hard when you do exchanges and they're like, oh, do it if you want, don't do it if you don't want. Because, you know, I don't want to, if somebody's participating in the exchange, like they're sending to somebody else, not to me, but they, I don't want them to feel bad if they can't afford to send out a lot of stuff. Plus, when you're sending out in mail's expensive, so it's an extra cost. The more you put in the box, the more it's going to cost. So I always kind of worry about giving too much, but I follow them, and I kind of knew what they would like, so I kind of went a little crazy. Oh, and I made a really, really, really beautiful needle book. I don't know if I showed it to you guys on the other one, so I don't know. So maybe I have shown it to you, and I'm telling you something you already know. That's a possibility. The other thing I did when the Koji Cook guy was here is I made myself a little strawberry. So and that's out of the velvet from the Tattered Flag again. I would show you a bunch of stuff that I got at the Tattered Flag, but one, I didn't get as much as I would have. I just kind of got a little bit of some things. But it was closing in 10 minutes, and I didn't really have the time to look, and I don't know. However, if I'd had about another 40 minutes, I probably would have taken up punch needle. Who needs another craft? I don't need another craft. Okay, so the other thing I did was as unplanned purchases and starts. On the May 2-4 weekend, what happened is I wanted to go to Knowledge and Needles in Brighton, but she actually wasn't open on Saturdays yet because of doctor's appointment. Like, she wasn't fully opened yet. So she's such a nice lady. She's like, do you need something? And I'm like, no, because she would have opened if I needed something. I just wanted to come. So I'm planning on going down there this weekend. But because I missed out, I felt like I needed to buy myself something. So when I went to just Wool Time to pick up something, I ended up buying this fabric, which I'm totally in love with, and this pattern, which I have been resisting purchasing, which is Witch Hazel, which is going to be super cute. This is 32 count Lugana. And I went all fancy schmancy and got a fancy floss. And what color is it? It is, I got so much, I feel like I have so much floss now that I It's Black Crow is the color on here that I don't feel like I need to buy anymore. That's what I was trying to say. But I did buy the Black Crow. And I don't know that I really, I think it's a little duller than the other black, like just the 310. So I don't know if it was worth it. But anyways, so I did that. It all came to about $70. Cross stitch is a very expensive craft. It's funny because, you know, I don't think people realize how expensive some of these crafts are. But anyways, okay. So the other thing I did is it's June, and so I decided I was going to work on my June bug pattern by Lenora Corbett. And you know, at the beginning of June, I thought I was gonna get so much done. However, this side is where I started here, and this is how far I've gotten. Now, in all honesty, actually, I think some of this other stuff was in there too, but, and some of this was in there. In all honesty, like, I'm having a lot of fun doing, I am having fun doing this, but oh my God, does it feel like it's taking forever. It just does. I don't know. Anyways. I had thought that I'd be able to get both sides done up to, I'm like, oh, well, I'll just make it easy for myself and I'll do up to here, you know? But in all honesty, I really haven't been stitching on it because the one weekend, last weekend, say I did, you know, end up whacking myself in the face with this. I ended up doing tatting, which I would, you know, which was a lot of tatting. And so I didn't end up doing a lot of cross stitch. So, yep. And plus I was at my sister's and all that. There's stuff I had to get done. But yeah, I feel like I'm not telling you everything I should be telling you, but what can we do? Oh, and I, just in case I didn't show you what I got as my exchange. Oh, I bet I haven't, because what I got for my exchange, actually I'm pretty sure I haven't. I got my exchange it arrived here on the Friday of the long weekend, but I wasn't here, so I picked mine up on Monday. It's kind of wet because, you know, she put it by the, anyways, they're doing the best they can, the mail people, so. The box was wet, but not the stuff inside. So I got a couple skeins of floss, a beautiful Nina minder which says "stab me" on it, which is away. But the other thing is this is what she made me, and I was just like, oh my God, this is perfect. So I was so happy to get it, so happy to get it. So there you are, just gorgeous, and the stitching's really good. In all honesty, my stitching's kind of cruddy. I'm such a pernickety tatter and not a pernickety cross stitcher whatsoever, apparently. Yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did. I have not done any more on the Carolyn Manning, even though it's so close to being done. And I haven't, I don't know what else I've done. I have not worked on my counted cross stitch. It's so funny because okay, so what was happening is every Wednesday I was coming home and I was working on my counted cross stitch while I was watching, oh my God, The Bad Batch by Star Wars. And The Bad Batch ended. So now I have nothing to watch it to. And no, I don't know why, but I can't rewatch those episodes. I think I need to give myself a moment. I can't rewatch the back. It's not, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. But I actually didn't, I don't know that I can rewatch it. Isn't that a funny thing? Because I rewatch most things. Anyways, it's really funny. Or funny for me. And then no, I have not watched the Acolyte because I'm not good at waiting. So I'm going to wait till it's 3/4 of the way done. Then I'll watch it. And then that way I'll enjoy the last couple episodes and I won't mind waiting. I think it's almost, I don't know. I got to check the schedule for it. Oh, and I've been doing a lot of gardening, so that's the other thing that's been going on because, like, you know, this is my first summer since the house has been rebuilt, and oh my God, what a mess. So I was really nervous about the front of the house. So the front of the house is like mostly done, and thank you to a whole bunch of really great friends. I have plants, and it looks like there's been stuff planted there for a while because I got a lot of, like, you know, people gave me parts of their hostas and all that stuff. And there's just like along this edge of the house here, just towards where what happens is the two houses kind of come very close together. So the shed and my deck are very close together, like my neighbor's shed. There's an area in there where you're not really going to see very well what's there, but I want to have something there because I don't want it to be weedy, and I don't want it to be a source of really weird weeds. And the fence kind of comes together, and his fence, that fence is covered with grapevines and everything. So I'm planning on putting some hostas down, and not hostas, sorry. I was planning on putting hostas, but now I'm going to put hydrangeas down in there because, like the Annabelle ones, because they will spread in there, they will kill out other things, and still they'll be pretty. That's the plan. And then the rest of the garden has been a case of pulling out something called bishop's weed, which is already going back a bit, but at least it's not as bad as it was. And I have some lawn, so I actually have been really happy because it's been wet. My lawn's doing better than expected. It's not a great thick grassy lawn, but it's there. And the seed is just like the Golf Pro or whatever. It's a generic brand that was from Walmart. And it's doing excellent there. So, yep. Anyway, so that's what else I've been doing. So I think that's part of why I haven't been getting a lot of cross stitch done. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's done. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell that has happened to. Hopefully, if things go well, I will have patterns up this weekend and for tatting. So remember victats.blogspot.ca. I just want to take a second, thank everybody when they comment and everything. But don't ever worry about it. I know what it's like to just watch without being on the computer and all that stuff. Yeah, and thank you for watching. And you know, I always joke that I kind of do these so I can see how long my hair is getting. And look how long my hair is getting. I have like hair. Hey, sweetie, do you want up in your chair? Do you want up in your chair? Come on. Alrighty. Anyways, do you want up in your chair? Come on. Oh, come here. Anyways, yeah. All right, so I think I'm done because I got nothing to say. Alrighty, I hope to see you guys soon, and I hope you have a happy Canada Day and a happy 4th of July. Cheers.